All right, gay, hi, and welcome. Okay, so I got this old film camera here. This is my ME Supra. I thought it was always MOE, but it's just an ME Supra Pentax. This has a 75 to 150 lens on it. It's a pretty cool camera. I haven't used it yet because it's broken, but my winder don't work and my mirror just locked up on me. I'm not sure what happened. I've tried to play around with the settings, but I think something let go down here, and I'll have to see if I can take it apart and fix it. But buying these old film cameras, well, first off, I didn't buy this. What you see right here, which is a fair amount of camera, especially for its day, this would have been probably, I don't know what these things would have been worth new back in the day, but probably a couple $100. And this lens, I can imagine, it's a 3.8, 3.8 to 22 aperture on this sucker. And again, 75 to 150. It's a very cool lens because it just slides, you know. The thing about these cameras is that you can get them relatively cheap. This was, you know, maybe not the state of, this camera was never probably state of the art, but it's probably was a good camera for its time. There seem to be a lot of them. They still seem to be pretty popular. That type of thing. But you can pick these things up pretty cheap. That's the great thing about film camera. Now, when I was younger, I didn't have a lot of money to get into photography, and I always wanted to be into photography. And then digital came along, and I started off something with like a 1.5 megapixel camera. It was a little Canon PowerShot. And I had a couple of the PowerShot. I think I've had 3 of them, working way up to 4 megapixels. And in film cameras, the only thing I was ever to afford was those disposable cameras. And I had, I think, 2 really cheap 110 film cameras. They were just like a square box with a flash on the side and a viewfinder. There was no adjustment whatsoever. There was just a hit the button, you know. And I think there was a reset, whatever. So it was hit one, crank it, hit the button. That was the only 2 functions that the camera had, and the flash was on all the time, so you had no control over the flash and that type of thing. And I may have used a Polaroid once or twice. I never owned one, but I remember, taking some friends. And then one of my high school buddies, way back in the 90s, was taking a photography course, and I think he ended up with a Minolta. It's very similar to it looked a lot like this. It was a Minolta. I can't remember which model. But you were either going to buy one of these. This camera's in 1983, I believe. You were either going to buy one of these, or you were going to buy the Minolta for that course. And we went around. I actually snapped a few shots with it and whatever. But at the time, it was just, film was too expensive for me to get into. I didn't have the money for it, and that type of thing. And being a starving student or whatever, I couldn't do it. But I always had that romantic idea of using film. But then digital come along, and then of course I ended up with my Nikon D100, which I have over there, and you'll be seeing that quite a bit. The thing about it is that the digital was just like, okay, well, I don't have to worry about film exposure. I don't have to, that type of thing. I don't have to worry about storing the film. I don't have to worry about, a whole bunch of things, and the cost. I mean, with the digital, you can just take pictures and take pictures and take pictures and take pictures. And you can get very good very quickly with a digital camera. With a film camera, your learning curve, well, you know what? It's probably about the same, but the thing is to spend the same amount of time learning on a digital camera as you would spend a lot of money. So that's why I never really got into the big SLR digital, film cameras. But when my Nikon D100 came out, that's right around the pinnacle of digital, either being equal to most film or starting to surpass film. Now I would say pretty much on every level, digital surpasses film. There's no, just research it for yourself. You're just not going to find a film camera. Well, I don't think they even make film cameras. Maybe they do. That's going to surpass digital. But that said, what you learn on your digital, you can come back and take really good photos with that and get back into that kind of purist kind of mindset. So I'm looking forward to fixing this camera and getting out there and taking some film shots for you. And I think you could also have it converted to digital so you can see the results of the film. So anyway, I'll leave it at that. There we go. Have a great day.